Arirang Prime.
3,500 meters above sea, located on the eastern edge of the Himalayas, is a remote village, Namchaling, Bhutan. Some 30 families live here, making ends meet through small-scale farming. Every day, the chief opens his home to all villagers for a special ritual. It's to watch a cooking show on Airang TV. Today's recipe is savory Korean pancakes or buchimgae. All eyes are glued to the TV, from the young to old. Everyone here shares a love for Korean food known as hanshik. Inspired by the culinary program, the village chief scrambles together a couple of eggs, Korean style.
Korean style egg roll.
Korean style?
Yes, egg roll.
You learned to Airang TV?
Yeah, I learned from Airang TV, no? This TV, they are showing how to make this egg roll, like delicious, no? Oh, gondo we mare. Go ba Korea TV na. Airang TV na hala bis gondo kaja so na. Then na pa na cha so go ba.
For some, this is a novel experience. Through Arirang TV, these Bhutanese villagers have acquired a taste for Korean culture.
All villages also, they have connected this Airang TV. Poultry, then culture, and dance. If Airang TV comes here and do some documentary while doing this, where this Tempu Sichu is coming, no? Tempu Sichu, Paro Sichu, that time, if you take some documentary and if you show in this one.
Until recently, this remote village had been isolated from the world. But Korea has found its way into this unique Shangri-La in the lives of the locals. Instrumental to this far-flung reach is the international broadcaster Airang TV. Available the world over. Arirang TV has become the choice of global audiences. May 2012. Special guests from Colombia flew halfway around the globe to visit Korea.
Para mí es pasión para mí, pues también no feliz porque pues también no sé qué cosas me van a esperar en este viaje. Ojalá se puedan comprar muchas cosas, se pueda pasear, conocer muchos lugares, pero ante todo también venir a cantar y a bailar K-pop, que es lo que nos gusta a nosotros.
Their first stop, the cultural mecca of Seoul, Insadong. Pictures of K-pop stars haunt the steps of the excited Colombian teens. Back home, they're known as die-hard fans of Korean wave or Hallyu. To them, it's almost a dream come true to be in the motherland of K-pop. They are just as passionate about Korea as they are about K-pop. And in the home of Hallyu, these Colombians can't help but break out in song and dance, K-pop style. It's their way of sharing their love for K-pop and Korea. But what has brought them to Korea? Our crew first met them on their home turf in the passionate country of South America, Colombia. These days, it's common to hear K-pop on the streets of Colombia. Anytime, anywhere, young Colombians can be spotted practicing their K-pop moves.
Son precisos,
son de tiempo y pues me gusta mucho, o sea, yo me siento muy emocionada cuando bailo porque es un ritmo familiar. Me gusta más que todo eso, o sea, la cultura coreana siempre va en pro de la familia, entonces todos podemos bailar, todos podemos cantar y todos podemos estar emocionados y además ese es un escape de mi vida normal para divertirme sanamente.
This group is particularly into the Korean girl group 21. On the streets of Seoul, these ladies successfully pulled off an impromptu cover of 21's song. This was possible only because of their months of training with a Korean instructor.
한국인들은 이렇고 콜롬비아 사람들이 이런데 지금 이 문화에 대해서 우리가 콜롬비아 사람들이 한국 문화를 보여주는 거잖아요. 그래서 그 부분에 대해서 자기네들이 대표 선수라고 생각을 하고 있어요.
Im Jin-myung is leading efforts to discover talents in Colombia. From directing the moves to perfecting the Korean lyrics, Im is grooming a new generation of Hallyu stars. The trainees here will keep the Korean wave on a roll.
No, la pronunciación y a la vez estar bailando y cantar porque hay que preparar mucho la voz, la respiración y tiene mucho entrenamiento, mucho trabajo.
A special stage will test their potential as the next Hallyu stars. A reality K-pop show co-produced by Airang TV and Colombia's Caracol TV. Launched earlier this year, the survival music show gave 6 groups a chance to showcase their flair in Korea. The preliminaries attracted some 500 hopefuls. All but 8 teams were eliminated, and from them, 6 teams were selected at the finals.
Porque creemos que hay una gran oportunidad de acercar la cultura coreana y hay una gran influencia de la cultura coreana entre los jóvenes colombianos. Esto está creciendo y identificamos de la mano de LG que hay una gran oportunidad de establecer un vínculo con esos jóvenes a través de una música novedosa o de un género novedoso para los colombianos como era el K-pop.
Reflecting the popularity of the reality show, some 30,000 people turned up to watch the final round in Colombia. And for the special occasion, Hallyu idol group U-Kiss gladly came on stage and had the crowd cheering. And now it's time for the aspiring Colombian stars to prove their mettle. Training had been grueling, but on stage, all efforts paid off. With every song and every move, the crowd grew wilder. Finally, 6 groups were selected. They've won the fiercely contested trip to the land of K-pop. At Arirang TV's headquarters in Seoul, the Colombian talents were due to make their Korean debut. But judging from local media interest, they were already stars.
Buena, muy chévere. Y bueno, hay que esperar para ver qué sigue ahora, qué sigue adelante, pero solo con el hecho de estar aquí ya es suficientemente bueno.
In the homeland of Hallyu, the contestants gave their performances their all, capturing the hearts of their idols and fans alike. Their showcase was a great success.
Que le dicen, oye, súper bien, lo hiciste súper bien, súper bacano, felicitaciones, congratulations, o sea, eso es espectacular.
The Colombians also got to befriend some of their Hallyu idols. Their Hallyu dream had become a reality, thanks largely to Arirang TV.
아리랑 TV가 개국한 15년 전에는 그다지 한국 대중문화를 많이 보지 않았습니다. 그런데 이제 아리랑 TV가 아시아를 중심으로 해서 전 세계 곳곳에 한국의 대중문화를 24시간 매일 방송함으로써 한국 프로그램을 시청하는 그런 시청자들이 생겨나면서 한국의 지한파들이 생겨나고
6th city in Yeouido, Seoul. Arirang TV celebrated its 100 million household milestone. The coup was even sweeter, coming a year earlier than expected. Notable politicians, scholars, and broadcasters, among other distinguished guests, attended the ceremony. The viewership milestone was celebrated not as the broadcasters alone, but as a national achievement.
Congratulations on the 100 million viewers, and we really like this TV channel. All the best and fighting!
No, it was a great event today, and it's remarkable how strong Korea's influence in the world is increasing. In sports, Hallyu, culture, everywhere, and Arirang is a fitting component in this drive to make Korea worldwide best-known country.
Well, and you know, having it here for international audiences, I know that as a foreigner living in Korea, sometimes we feel a little outside the loop, you know, a little out of the loop, and having a service like Arirang means so much to us because we can tap into Korean culture without necessarily having to learn the language. That's great.
As Korea's one and only international broadcast network, Arirang TV went global in 1999. Its goal to promote Korea to the world. A voice in the international community offering extensive coverage of all aspects of life in the Korean Peninsula. From the initial 7 million homes in 13 countries to 103 million in 188 countries today. That's a 15-fold growth in viewership. Compared to other major global broadcasters such as CNN and BBC, Arirang TV's viewership puts Korea in 8th place among members of OECD.
아리랑 TV가 외국인을 대상으로 한국을 소개하는 대표적인 국제 방송사이기 때문이겠죠. 따라서 아리랑 TV의 1억 수신 가구 돌파는 한국이 문화강국으로 발전해 나가고 있는 시점에서 국격에 걸맞는 또 하나의 위상 확보라고 할 수가 있겠습니다.
And so I think that in connection with how Arirang has brought that to the world. Because there's different ways in which are more attractive or less attractive to bring the Hallyu or the Korea or the Asian experience to the viewer worldwide.
Currently, the world is engaged in a media race. Russia, France, China, and Japan are among those exercising nation branding through international broadcasting.
세계적으로 모든 나라들은 환경이 다르기 때문에 문화도 다른데 그 문화를 서로 이해하고 또 문화적 갈등을 줄이고 또 서로 문화적 협력을 확대해야지만 발전된 어떤 그런 관계를 유지할 수 있다. 이런 점에서 국제방송은 국제화 시대에 굉장히 절실하고 필요성이 높다고 할 수 있죠.
Among other benefits, international broadcasting boosts national exports. Bogota, capital of Colombia. This is LG Electronics store. Since its entry in Colombia in 1999, LG has continued to expand. Currently, it holds a 60% share of Colombia's home appliances market with its Korean counterpart, Samsung.
Bueno, estoy próxima a casarme. Vine a este lugar a ver todos los productos coreanos electrodomésticos de LG para mi nueva casa.
This is thanks to bilateral trade and cooperation bolstered by 50 years of South Korea-Colombia diplomatic ties.
Los bienes y servicios ofrecidos por Corea han mostrado ser, digamos, atractivos para los colombianos. Pero más allá de ese punto del consumo, lo que yo quiero enfatizar es que se debe aprovechar esas relaciones para la transferencia o apropiación mutua de conocimientos, de tecnologías, de modo que sea en beneficio de uno y otro país.
Arirang TV began airing programs that introduced Korean companies to further economic ties between Korea and the world. According to a recent survey, Arirang TV is cited as an integral component of Seoul's diplomatic efforts.
Although Arirang does quite a good job of explaining a lot of the cultural aspects, the food, and some of the experiences here, something that I think they could better do and better delve into is how to work with a Korean, how to work with a Korean businessman, how to work with a Korean company. These are some success stories that foreign companies have enjoyed.
방송은 이제 커뮤니케이션 기술이 발달하기 때문에 글로벌 미디어 시대입니다. 그래서 방송을 통해서 동시간대에 굉장히 전 세계 시청자들에게 자신의 문화를 알릴 수 있는 것이죠.
Located north of India is the tiny, secluded Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. To protect its Buddhist-oriented heritage, the South Asian state had kept its doors shut and only began to relax its guard 30 years ago. Even today, tourism remains closely regulated. At a high school in urban Bhutan, here, the students are busy carving Buddhist images. Buddhist art is a core part of the nation's curricula, in line with the state's religion. Reverence, therefore, is a serious subject here. Trained from an early age, most Bhutanese are known for their deft craftsmanship, especially in Buddhist art. Once school is out, however, students quickly get changed and gather at a nearby park. It's for their daily dose of K-pop cover dance. In a matter of minutes, these Bhutanese teenagers have transformed from devoted students to ardent K-pop fans. Watch them go Gangnam style, just like the rest of the world these days.
We have learned so many Korean songs, like we have known now Chiang, Big Bang, Super Junior, like this. We have learned from them now.
As for the kind of K-pop available in this pious kingdom, this DVD store is frequented by the young Bhutanese. Korean TV dramas and films are on the shelf, but the teens come for a different reason. They come to watch Arirang TV. Bhutan only lifted its ban on television broadcast in 1999. So, television sets are still considered a luxury in this country. The students have to resort to watching TV at shops like these, and their sole interest is Arirang TV.
Korean movies, they're very unique, they're very stylish, and they are really going to be popular because they are popular in our country, Bhutan.
Arirang has always been one of the popular channel in Bhutan. The reason behind why Bhutanese like these Korean channel may be because Korean people, as per my perception, are much similar to Bhutanese. They are in fact very beautiful people, and we always like to watch something beautiful and similar like us on the television channel.
Arirang TV's popularity in Bhutan was first relayed to Seoul 2 years ago by the Bhutanese leader himself. In October 2010, Prime Minister Jigme Tinli mentioned Arirang TV in talks with President Lee Myung-bak. Slowly but surely, Arirang TV has brought changes in the country, even among Buddhist monks. The monks in Bhutan are well known for their strict ascetic lifestyle. For centuries, it's been their way of life. And that is why the monks are respected and temples are deemed to be sacred places. After a service, monks in their 20s head into the city. Rarely do they leave the temple grounds except to tend to religious matters. So when they're allowed out, the monks try to take in the sights. Today, they're stopping by a restaurant, but it's not for a meal. They've come to watch Arirang TV. Televisions are forbidden on temple grounds to keep worldly temptations at bay. But curious about the world, and Korea in particular, when out and about, these young monks try to catch Arirang TV.
Arirang TV na luan, ren lo telean disu, MTV disu, telean picture mandu chinduan, yan tulung achin nam stall emission. Yes, sir. Hero lo anime groups anime chamduwa chapter disu.
Just a few years ago, this sight would have been unimaginable. But such surprising changes are often linked to Arirang TV. As Bhutan continues to open up to the world, it's also binding ties with Korea. For many Bhutanese, Korea has become a beacon of hope. This archery range is dedicated to members of Bhutan's national team. Training here continues around the clock, year in and year out. On this particular day, there was a national team tryout.
It's very hard, difficult. But I went to Korea and then went to Wonju city for the middle high school competition. I've seen there in Korea.
They have learned to master the skills considered unique to Korean archers. This was possible because of their coach, Sharon.
안녕하세요. 나는 트링철입니다. 부탄의 양군 코치입니다.
Coach Shering studied the Korean language on her own.
Please come in. This is me. This picture was taken in 2005 for a magazine. This is collection from 1998 Asian Games. This photo was taken in London before Olympics. Just before Olympics, it was given by one of my fans.
Archery became her link to Korea.
I started archery in 1998. My coach was Korean coach, Mr. Mi-yoon Park from Korea. He was from Busan. So he taught me, and then I won all this gold medal because of Korean coaches.
Clarify mounting concerns about its suspected research.
We have Arirang TV. Everybody have Arirang channel in every household. Everybody wants to watch Arirang and then Arirang serial and all. So I had a Arirang TV line channel. I had a difficult time putting on the TV line, but then I tried many times. So that's why now I have Arirang. It's very difficult to get the TV line because this is the only house here. But now finally I have Arirang, so I'm happy. I'm very happy.
With help from several people, she was able to set up a cable line. Now, Arirang TV has become a part of her everyday life. No longer in isolation, Bhutan has forged a strong friendship with Korea. And between the two countries, playing the role of mediator is Arirang TV. Another country in which Arirang TV has played a crucial role is Mexico. Some 20,000 Koreans currently reside in Mexico. Located in the Yucatan Peninsula is Campeche State. The region has a large population of ethnic Koreans. And here, our crew caught up with the eldest Korean.
Mamá, hermano mayor, segundo hermano, y yo.
In search of a new life, they left Korea in 1905. But back then, Mexico itself was in ruins. So to make ends meet, many Koreans worked as laborers in henequen plantations.
Mi mamá, un poder de mi papá.
They were outsiders in a foreign land, looked down by the locals. What kept them going was their hope of returning home. But the distance to their homeland only increased with time.
Chanyorí. Hacía, pues ella siempre hacía kimchi. Hacía chichimí, pescado. Hacía ¿cómo se llama ese sí, con namul. Con namul hacía, ya no me acuerdo, pero sí preparaba comida.
Visiting his motherland in his lifetime is the one and only wish he has. Preoccupied with making ends meet, memories of Korea have faded for many. But things are changing now. And it starts with Korean cuisine. Luckily, Mexicans and Koreans share an affinity for spice, so switching to Korean flavors is relatively easy.
Esto tiene que quedar una consistencia como para hacer el postre. Esto se llama puchinguey.
Guided solely by memories of her mother's cooking, she tries her hand at making Korean pancake. Though she's never visited Korea herself, the native flavors seem well alive. It's the first time she's trying japchae, stir-fried glass noodles with vegetables. And she's happy with the result, ready for her next challenge. Manuel Moreno Park often visits her neighbors and treats them to hanshik. It is considered novelty in Mexico.
Rico, muy sabroso.
He wants to make sure his children don't forget their Korean heritage. Every effort counts, including teaching them to use chopsticks properly.
Ya cuando agarras la práctica y estarlo comiendo así con los palillos ya no tanto.
The renewed love for all things Korean have struck a chord with fellow Mexicans. Television y Radio de Campeche is a state-run educational and public TV network under an agreement. It currently airs some of Arirang TV programs.
Que acudimos a las reuniones en diferentes partes del país, presumimos nuestra programación que un segmento de nuestra barra programática diaria le incluye precisamente Arirang TV con estas propuestas, ¿no?
Arirang TV first started broadcasting in Mexico in 2005 to mark the 100th anniversary of Koreans' arrival there. Arirang TV has extended its presence in Mexico by sealing deals with other established terrestrial broadcasters. Much has changed in the century since Koreans first set foot in Mexico. Instead of viewing Koreans as outsiders, Mexicans have now embraced the people and its country, as well as Arirang TV, which had initially targeted the Korean immigrants.
Pues el programa lo
conocí porque una amiga, Jocelyn, me lo enseñó. Me dijo ella, mira, ya hay un programa en Campeche. Yo sí dije, ¿en serio? Y me dijo, sí. Y ya la invité aquí para que lo veamos y ya lo vimos los dos juntas. Y desde eso ya lo veo mucho. A veces los veo 3 veces más o menos a la semana.
¿Qué tipo de programa viendo Airang TV?
Pop in Seoul.
Entonces, se tocaron muchas puertas aquí en Campeche para que la televisora local de aquí hiciera contrato o hiciera un vínculo con Airang TV, ¿no?
Thanks to Arirang TV, Mexico quickly caught the Hallyu fever. And there are K-pop fan clubs as well. They hold regular gatherings so that the members can stay updated on the K-pop scene.
Se creó un grupo en el Facebook y de ahí fue donde se fue propagando, pero se dio a conocer aquí por Pops in Seoul, en una televisión abierta. Empezaron a poner Pops in Seoul y de ahí se empezó a propagar.
Perspectives on Koreans have changed. In fact, Mexicans are now big fans of Korea and its people.
A mí me gusta mucho la cultura coreana, entonces encontré su música y me gusta mucho las presentaciones, la calidad vocal que tienen buenas voces, buenos bailes y me parece realmente una producción muy grande y muy buena, muy grande.
Lo conocí por el internet. Y también por un drama que yo vi, que lo que estaban transmitiendo aquí en el Airang TV, y ya fue que de ahí me empezó a gustar.
Korea is making Mexico dance and raising Korea's reputation in the process. Then, where do the Koreans stand in Mexico? This display in the village center offers some answers. The person in this hard-to-miss portrait is Manuel Ichan. A third-generation Korean Mexican, he is a respected figure in the village. And through him, Mexican and Korean ties have strengthened.
Que siempre me ha fomentado el amor por Corea y que pues esto para mí es precioso que en Campeche se esté ya institucionalizando ya, ¿no? Más formal este apoyo a todos los descendientes coreanos.
This store, run by his grandfather, is named Korea. The idea is simple, to promote Korea in Mexico. Having spent most of his life in Mexico selling parrots, he wanted to give back to his motherland. So, he agreed to sit for the mural.
Porque no conoce casi los coreanos. Entonces cansé más a los chinos porque había más chinos que coreanos. Entonces a todos los jóvenes como chinos. Entonces pues decidí poner los coreanos para que conozcan.
Also in Campeche is a Korean language school. Its student body is a mix of Koreans and Mexicans. The school was established for third and fourth generation Korean Mexicans so that they wouldn't forget their mother tongue. But lately, Mexicans have been signing up.
K-pop, 아리랑 TV를 통해서 한국 문화가 많이 알려지고 한국 문화가 소개돼서
그 친구들이 한국말을 더 배우고 싶고 한국 문화를 더 잘 알고 싶어서 저희 한글 학교를 찾아와서 같이 공부하고 있습니다.
These days, learning the Korean language has almost become a trend.
Porque se me hace interesante el idioma y también la cultura de Corea.
Me encantaría aprender coreano para ir un día a Corea.
No longer subjected to stereotypes, Korean Mexicans are now enjoying their turn in the community limelight. At 3 a.m. at Arirang Tower. Staff start filling in to prepare for the news magazine program Korea Today. It goes live at 7 a.m. sharp. All technical and editorial preps must be finished in 3 hours. Capturing the attention of global audiences is never an easy task, especially when the national image is at stake.
I try to pick the stories that would represent Korea very well. I mean, it's not like I'm picking out stories, but it's more like delivering what's happening in Korea in a clear and accurate manner. So that's actually the biggest, I guess, criteria that I look into when I'm picking out stories for the news.
In live news production, there's a frenzied race against time. The crew, willingly or not, become experts in multitasking.
I'm writing our newspaper headline articles because we talk about it every morning on Korea Today. So I'm getting ready for that. It's the busiest time of the day for us, actually. So trying to finish up the last few sentences. Bye-bye!
The 30 or so staff members are all ready and on standby for the live show. At 7 a.m., Korea Today kicks off Arirang TV's programming for the day. From politics to economics to culture, the 2-hour broadcast provides the latest on key issues related to Korea.
Soared to a 7-month high.
Well, Korea Today is different from many of the other programs that are on the air these days. Number one, it's live, it's a daily, it's current. Everything that's brought to you is like the latest from Korea and also around the peninsula and also in Asia as well. Culture-wise, we're providing a lot of different aspects of Korean culture to the world. And once again, it is a live program, so it does bring out the latest and also the greatest out of what happens during the day and the morning.
아리랑 TV 같은 홍보 방송의 경우에 우리나라의 어떤 그 건전성을 알림으로 해서 다양한 측면에서 국가 이익을 추구할 수 있다라고 봅니다. 한국의 프로그램을 방송하지만 그것은 한국의 브랜드를 파는 것과 같고요. 우리나라에서는 외교나 뭐 경제나 정치 모든 면에서 우호 세력을 갖는 것과 같기 때문에 국제 방송에 주력하고 있다고 생각합니다.
Diverse programming gives Arirang TV an advantage in global media cooperation because broadcasters select the programs of other channels with their viewers in mind.
Es interesante cuando nosotros podemos acceder a otro tipo de contenidos. Realmente la televisión en casi la mayoría de los países carece de producciones con nuevos contenidos. Es interesante poder explorar esta área, especialmente de otros países, para poder conocer un poco más de esta cultura.
To extend its global presence, Arirang TV has sealed and continues to pursue various content deals with leading overseas broadcasters. One such deal with Discovery World opened terrestrial airwaves to Arirang TV.
Discover World.
It's a win-win pact through which high-quality programs of different genres owned by the two broadcasters get to receive greater global exposure.
아리랑 TV를 찾으려면은 우수한 콘텐츠를 또 이렇게 보기 위해서 채널을 가입하고 또 채널을 선택하게 되거든요. 그런 점에 있어서 또 채널에 대한 어떤 그 확보 노력도 굉장히 중요했다고 보는데, 다만 1억 가구가 우리의 목적지가 아니라 또 다른 어떤 계기, 발전의 어떤 그 단계라고 볼 때는 그런 노력들이 실질적으로 더 효과를 내도록 계속 이루어질 것을 좀 당부할 필요가 있습니다.
Every year in September, the UK capital London hosts its biggest outdoor Thames Festival. And this year, all eyes were literally on Korea. From fashion to food, various cultural offerings were provided.
I came specifically to experience the Korean culture, see the wedding ceremony, try on hanboks, eat some food. It's a really great experience to get involved in.
Organized by the British Council, the Korean Showcase was an apparent nod to the nation's growing cultural influence. And it was a crowd pleaser too.
So what better way to celebrate than Korean culture here? The first time that London will have seen a traditional Korean wedding ceremony. How exciting is that for the people of London? And right the way through from traditional to K-pop, it's a great opportunity that Londoners have to see cultures of the world here on their doorstep.
Those who came by to experience Korean culture got a special gift, a t-shirt from Airang TV.
Very attractive, as you can see, and very comfortable. Everybody liked our dance. Yeah, we were awesome dancers. I think they're very interested in K-pop and knowing more about Korean culture, so we try and tell them to check up Arirang. If you have a t-shirt, go check them out on the internet.
Although Europe is Arirang TV's biggest international market, the UK has yet to give its green light. So for now, Arirang TV is reaching out directly to the UK public.
All the time.
아무래도 한국의 정보들을 많이 접할 수 있는 기회가 부족합니다. 그래서 아리랑 TV와 같은 이러한 방송에서 한국에 정말 찾아가기 힘든 그런 구석구석을 알릴 수 있는 그런 역할을 한다면 또 다른 한류 지속에 큰 영향을 미칠 것으로 생각됩니다.
From K-pop to fashion, Gordon has broadened his horizons in expressing his love for Korean culture.
Why not mix something that I love most, which is K-pop and Korean culture, mix the two together and put them on t-shirts? And ever since, like, I've had so many people asking me for like different group t-shirts for K-pop artists, and that obviously because we can't get that kind of stuff here in the UK, so.
He regularly tunes into Arirang TV through the internet to stay on top of Hallyu.
I think it would be really good to reach out to, even to other people that are not into K-pop and Korean culture. Maybe if they could just like flip through the channels and maybe they see something they like, that might just grow a bit more fan base for Korean and Arirang TV. So yeah, I think it would be really good to have it one here in the UK.
Not merely a good idea, but it's a wish, Gordon adds. Apparently, K-pop is a hot conversation topic among teenagers in London. They too tune into Arirang TV for the latest happenings in K-pop. They do so through public video sharing platform YouTube.
Arirang TV available in the UK. I think it would be really good. You won't need to stay up in the middle of the night to catch up on teasers and dramas.
Being able to watch Arirang on proper television sets would be a smarter solution.
Having a Korean channel like Airang TV would be really useful because, like, especially sometimes it's not always online, and even if it is online, it might not be the best quality, so it kind of puts someone off of watching it. But if it's on TV and they're legit, so it's a lot better to watch it like that.
And so the wait continues.
As we reach the 100 million household mark, we've also found that our viewership is pretty much spread around the globe, that we have a bulk of our viewers from the Americas, Latin America, Europe, and Asia, of course. So Latin American can be more developed. We're also looking at Africa. We want to make sure that Korea is viewed in a positive manner. And I think Arirang, with its varied programs, can play a very important role in that process.
The global spotlight is turning to Korea. Arirang TV has played a key role in helping raise the nation's profile by connecting people from even the remotest areas of the world to Korea. To sustain their support, bigger challenges lie ahead.
지금까지 아리랑 TV가 어떤 그 대한민국을 알리는 그런 해외 홍보 방송으로서 역할을 충분히 잘해왔고요. 앞으로도 이제 이런 해외 홍보 방송으로서의 기능, 즉 대한민국을 알리는 그런 기능은 더욱더 강조되어야 한다고 생각합니다.
아리랑 TV는 한국의 문화를 알리고 방송 문화 교류 확대를 통해서 국격을 향상시키는 역할을 해왔습니다. 이제 한국 문화는 K-팝에서 K-컬처로 나아가서 이제는 K-스타일로 진화해가는 시점이라고 할 수 있습니다. 따라서 이제 아리랑 TV가 이제는 기존의 역할에 더해서 세계 속에 한국의 새로운 문화 트렌드를 전파하는 K-스타일의 메신저 역할을 해주기를 기대합니다.
I think once again Arirang has the great opportunity and responsibility to help people understand how wonderful Korea is, its place here in Asia, how it fits in so well, and how well other people can come and enjoy and be part of Korea. Love Korea.
Until the day everyone loves Korea, Arirang TV plans to continue in connecting global audiences to Korea.